Peristeri have to get the win to take this to a third game. Here are the brackets on the road to the Final Four already. 5 of the teams have confirmed their place in the quarterfinals. And Burgos, after the 2-0 win over Cesari, await the winners of this tie. And Peristeri, as we say, have to get the win if we are going to do it all again next week in the Hapoel Arena in Jerusalem. Well, it's a testimony to all the professionalism, etc., that we have this game. There's the confirmation of that tremendous performance by Burgos. Cesari came out the gate so hot in Burgos last night. 7 from 7 from the three-point line early in the game, but Burgos came back and in the end ran out 15-point winners. Then that takes them into the last 8. 1 series away from the Final Four. As you can see, this game, amongst all the games across Europe affected by the coronavirus, and what a disappointment. Obviously, public health takes the priority, but what a disappointment that the fans don't get to see probably one of the hottest teams in Europe at the moment play in their city. Jerusalem off of a huge win over Maccabi Tel Aviv in the Israeli League at the weekend are so deep. Tremendous performance last week. This team shooting the ball so well, over 50% from the floor. And their efficiency is just a testimony to both preparation, quality, coaching, all those things come together. 21 assists in the game against Maccabi Tel Aviv. This team share the ball and have talent. It's a difficult thing to cope with, but that's what Peristeri did last week. For pretty much 3/4 of the game, it was touch and go. A 19-11 fourth quarter confirmed the win for Jerusalem, but Coach Nicholas Papanikolaos' team were right there, and to an extent just ran out of steam a little bit in that fourth quarter.
The match of the round 16 game day 2 of the Basketball Champions League between the teams of Peristeri winmasters and Hapoel Jerusalem.
Well, Hapoel will be introduced to a select few, let's put it that way, of people in the gym. And they've just got, at the moment, such a feel about this team. Shelvin Mack at the weekend backed up his 15 points in last week's first leg with 20 points against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Huge efficiency rating. Kovan Brown, 22 points, a 35-point efficiency rating in that game against Maccabi Tel Aviv. 5 guys scored in double digits last week, and that doesn't include the recent addition Emmanuel Terry, and it didn't include John Holland. They chipped in with their contribution. This team is built to win the Basketball Champions League. But as they found last year when they were defeated in the playoffs before the Final Four against quality opposition, there's no guarantees. And this Peristeri lineup also won in the domestic league at the weekend. Big win on the road in Pauk in Thessaloniki. A 75-68 win on the road behind a 19-point performance by Stephen Gray. And Stephen Gray, the only player on this Peristeri lineup that's played in every single Basketball Champions League tie this season, all 15 of them. And such an integral part for Coach Papanikolaopoulos to build around. Yannick Molia backed up his 20 points in the game in Jerusalem last week with a double-double on the road in Thessaloniki. And this is by no means a done deal, because this Peristeri lineup, as you would expect from a team in the Greek A1 League, has plenty of ways to score, and as importantly, has defensively and offensively, organizationally, come up with ways to win. It's just such a disappointment for the Peristeri fans not to be able to play their part. That was the same problem for Jerusalem last week. We played in front of the empty seats. Again, 9,500 sellout last week. And again, public health, obviously the major concern, but what a disappointment for the fans as we get into the playoff stages of the Basketball Champions League. As always, in the latest year of the Basketball Champions League, the biggest club competition, international club competition that there is. Emmanuel Terry, throw one down in the warm-up. What an addition. You take the best rebounder in the Basketball Champions League, put him into a lineup that shoots the ball better than anybody in terms of percentages, and you just add a complete new dimension. And that's what he did last week. Lots of energy off the bench, was just around the ring, protects the ring defensively. That's going to be a tough ask with this roster to get the win. Here's the third team on the floor. Lucius Oshkars, Jensen, Alexandre Demont from France. The three referees that make up the third team on the floor this evening. And sometimes, often forgotten, the referees have the same travel issues, the same health concerns, etc. Taking referees from around Europe and putting them into Athens in this case. Not easy. Deshaun Thomas is the size on the inside, just having a phenomenal season. 16 points at 63% last week. John Holland really has added quality. Bramau at the power forward spot. This team has so much quickness. And they have this guy coming off the bench, Jacob Van Brown. Game 1, 13, 8, and 5. But he backed that up, as I say, with a 22 points, 35 efficiency rating against Maccabi Tel Aviv. That performance takes them just 2 games back on Maccabi Tel Aviv in the Israeli Championship, and that is going to build into a huge rivalry in the Israeli League. No Emmanuel Terry or John Holland in that win at the weekend. So still more to come for this Jerusalem lineup and coach David Tatashe. And it's always a job. People will often see a talented lineup like that and say, it's just a case of rolling the ball out. No, it's far from that. Starting lineup for Peristeri. Asile Thanopoulos, that's an interesting insertion. Obviously the most experienced point guard in the roster, but still not, I don't think, 100%. Yannick Molea and Vasilopoulos in the center and power forward spots. A lot of experience, a lot of quality. And here is that man, Yannick Molea. What a season, 13 points, 8 assists. That's a passing big man worth their weight in gold. 5 rebounds. And that's after a relatively quiet start. So Yannick Molea, one of the hot players in the Basketball Champions League at the moment. So coach Nikos Papanopoulos has a huge task. By popular consent, probably trying to beat the most talented team in the Basketball Champions League back-to-back. Win tonight at home and then win the deciding game in this 3-game series. Got to get the first result under the belt, though. They have to get the win at home. A few VIPs in the courtside seats and part of the club. But apart from that, as you can see, a lot of blue and yellow seats that would have been full of fans, empty for the obvious coronavirus reasons. Well, wherever you're joining us from, the next best thing to being here is watching the game live with us. Peristeri in the yellow, Jerusalem in the black. Game 2 of the round of 16 tie in the Basketball Champions League. Here in Athens, Peristeri need the win. Jerusalem trying to go through 2-0. We're underway. And This is Yiannopoulos, gets Peristeri into the half court. Move it, go inside Morea, gets a touch, watch out. Foul on the play. And they took the foul, Bremo took the foul, and because it looked like Morea was gonna make a mess on the glass. Earl picks up the first foul. Yannick Morea on the free throw line. There's a little bit of, looks like a little wiring problem. There's always a man with a wire trying to plug it in. He has two jobs: plug the wire in, and if it's not working, turn it off and turn it on again. And normally that solves every problem. Thumbs up, and Morea will step to the free throw line to try and tick it over for Peristeri. Such a weird atmosphere without the fans, but the 10 or 20 people that are in the gym, plus the guys on the bench, are going to make the best of this one. And Morea opens it out for Peristeri. Get the first 2 points, first points on the board. Shelvin Mack, who's just been phenomenal for Jerusalem the last few weeks. Sean Thomas takes it away. Ball in the corner. The wide open three is off. Good series at the defensive end by Peristeri. Took away all the primary options. Kane goes up. Great work on the glass. Morea again, all over the offensive boards. Peristeri going to work. Kane gets the two. Him and Morea just dominated on the glass. Mack will kick it. Back cut. Great rotation, though. They end up with a three in the corner, which is way short. Offensive rebound. Holland goes up for two. And John Holland ticks it over for Hapoel Jerusalem. Whistle away from the basketball. Gotta like the way Peristeri have started defensively. Not over-helping. Pretty much a lot of discipline on the help on the last possession. Kane has it out top. Will take the ball screen. Pegonics pops. He's going to put this up for three. It's long. Defensive rebound by Shelvin Mack, and he'll advance the basketball. Little pick and pop. You're going to hand it off. Thomas hands it off. The mid-range two is soft and sweet. Fielding. Just going to love the way he plays the game. Silopoulos outside. Looks at his options. Feels the switch. And will hand off. Whistle on the play. Romar picks up the personal. Yiannopoulos didn't take kindly to the contact, but Broma's going to have to sit with the two quick fouls. And Nimrod Levy will check in. Kane attacks it on the closeout, gets the two with the finishing contact. Looked so easy, under control, but really did protect the ball well. Sean Thomas will move it on, field in again, puts it on the floor, gets to the lane. Levy hands off, drops it inside. Levy at the keyway, spins, that's a travel. Never established his feet at all. To be fair, it wasn't much of a travel. Maybe not the neatest footwork in the world, but Kane Gray. And great skip. Anopoulos with the three is short. And you've got to think that those are the shots. They've just got to make the open ones. At some point, Mac steps back for the three. This Jerusalem team will just fill it up. They'll get a run going. It's just so much offensive talent that when you have the open look, if you're Peristeri, you just have to make the shots you're supposed to. Let's put it that way. Fielding's going to be charged with a personal. I'd say much to his amazement, I think is the phrase. Well, I don't know why. The bench don't like it, but to me, from the angle the referee had, which is the same angle we just had, clearly to top part of the shoulder. Vasilios Stanopoulos in the half court. Gets it off to Kane. Stanopoulos looks for, waits for the double team, goes to the baseline, leans away for two, is no good. Maria's on the glass again. Tried to tip it when he could have come down with it. Whistle on the play. Max fouled by Thanopoulos, who took one for the team because things weren't looking good at this point. Mac would have broken down the defense. Thanopoulos picks up foul number one. Well, it has a playoff feel about it. Thomas outside the three-point line. Dives, doesn't get it. Fielding thinks about it, puts it on the floor with the mismatch. Off the glass, is fouled and will go to the free-throw line. Great recognition. Panigodis Vasilopoulos on the switch. Well, throughout his career, he's always had that quickness at the four spot to guard a guard on a switch, but he's 36 and he's trying to guard James Fielden. That is not really a contest on the perimeter. Fielden on the free throw line. And searching for it. Doesn't get it to drop. And goes 0 for 2. Holland's all over the glass, comes up with the offensive rebound. Fielden attacks the closeout again, drops it. Great defensive play. Morea read it, stayed at home. Didn't overhelp, and that's really must have been something that Peristeri talks a lot about in prep for this. Poor pass, turned over, chance to run. Holland gives it up. 3-on-1 break. Out one. As importantly, Anopoulos is trying to take the foul, but I cannot see how he's going to convince the official on that one. Fielding gets the two, great finish. Not much of a foul to call, great finish by Fielden. Anopoulos will sit. Will Hatcher, who exploded into the game last week, checks in. Hatcher looks at the 2-2-1 trap, and it's really front heavy, really getting up the floor after it. Kane has it. Hatcher comes off the screen, has 8 on it, drops it inside. Morea trying to go to work, inside out. They take the extra pass. Hatcher puts it on the floor, stops, fires the long 2, doesn't get the drop, but what a rebound by Kane, who waits, and the flyby goes, and he gets the easy 2. New ball game with 5.5 to go in the first. Thomas, great defensive effort. Oh, great cut. Extra pass on the deflection, and you can see the decision that Peristeri have made, the adjustment they've made from the first week. Everyone's out in the lane. It's not a lot of help. Trusting the person on the board to contain it. So they're a little bit exposed to the back cut, but they dealt with it in the scramble really well. Fielden is fouled and will go to the free-throw line for 3 shots. Morea begs, pleads, asks for forgiveness, but he fouled. what's going to disappoint Moreira as much as anything else is he's going to be under enough pressure underneath the ring to need to use his fouls at times. Giving up 1 on a 3 is something he did not want to do. Second of the throws is no good. Hatcher on the wrong end of a 2-point margin. Gray will skip. Solopoulos gets it off. Kane has it. Takes the Moreira screen. Steps back. The 3 is gone, but way short. It's Colburn Brown and Hatcher going at it. Hard show by Moreira. They get the trap. Now they're going to rotate back. Thomas on the inside, goes up with a hook, is no good. Defensive rebound is given up, and they just allowed Fielding to get it, and he makes everybody pay. Own rebound, steps out for the 3. He has 10 of the 12 already. The phrase "coming to play" is just at the forefront of everyone's mind, the way Fielding has started. Gray, and the chasing Gray everywhere. Hatcher fakes, gets inside, floats it for 2, is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. And both teams not wanting their opponent to sit on the 3-point line. Hatcher makes a good decision, takes the tough runner, but he's fouled by Livy. Nimrod Levi gets the personal. Early minutes. He's 24 years old, Levy. Very highly thought of. Papa Nikolopoulos is deep, should we say, deep in thought. Hatcher to make this a 3-point game, which he does. It's Colburn Brown in his own time, at his own pace, gets it into the half court. Fielding will take the ball screen from Terry. He drops it inside. Terry gets away a little walk. Levy puts it on the floor, gets to the middle, goes with a hook. Is going to travel. He's not getting a lot of love, let's put it that way. No love for Nimrod Levy. There you go, Levy puts it on the floor. 1, picks up the pivot foot, picks it up again. It's not major travel time, it's just sloppy footwork. Need to find Stephen Gray a shot here. They really do need Stephen Gray being a part of this offensive option. Hatcher drops it inside. Moreira inside out. Here is Gray for 3. Is long. Great work on the glass. Kane comes down with it. Hatcher has it. Attacks it. Wraps the pass around. Again, they attack the closeout. Far side of the ring for 2. Kane blows it. And this Peristeri team are all over the glass. Absolute super job on the offensive balls. They don't come up with a rebound, but they are going to work. Just over 3:30 to go in the first quarter, and it's not been the free-flowing offensive exhibition we were getting last week, but you know how much quality this Jerusalem team has. They'll begin to roll sooner than later. Here's Colburn Brown, steps back for 3, is way off. Defensive rebound pulled in, chance to run here. Hatcher has it. You'll run the floor all day if you're a big man, if your guard is looking for you that way. Super effort both ways. Defense was good. Morea gets down the floor. Recognition by Hatcher. Moses hands off. Hatcher has. Gray comes off the stagger, gets himself on the floor, gets it back, has a chance to open it up. Far side of the ring. Morea's on the glass. Moses is on the glass. Hatcher lines up the three, is long. And Terry finally gets it off to Jacovan Brown after the big defensive rebound. Jacovan Brown plays with the screen, goes for Terry. Great hands, inside out. The three from the corner is short. Moses comes down with it, chance to get it on the break. Kane has 2-on-1, drops it inside. Morea for two. And he will run all day for you. They offer Jacovan Brown the baseline. Behind the back, Terry picks that one up. Whistle on the closeout, on the floor. Hatcher takes one for the team. Substitution off the Jerusalem bench. Bartimore steps in. Skordilis steps in for Malaya. .2:11 to go in the first, and Jerusalem have the 2-point lead. And as we thought, it's playoff basketball. This is going to get physical. Both teams working at it so hard on the glass in particular. Here's Hatcher. Gray gets into the 2-point, looks for the foul, and probably should have been more interested in making the shot. Jacovan Brown advances it. He puts it on the floor. Oh! Attacked the closeout and just threw it hard. First 2 points of the game, and that's a statement play. Gray will hand off. Hatcher is ball foul on the block. He'll go to the free throw line. They're going to call that offensive. There's the closeout. There's the throwdown. No chance at all to get involved in the block for Moses. Well, they did call it offensive. Skordilis. Jacovan Brown. Poor decision. Hatcher has it, puts it on the floor, drops it inside. Moses, nowhere to go, finds Hatcher. Moses gets it back, mid-range, he's going to travel. Absolutely correct. Yep. Skip back as he caught the basketball. Third turnover for Peristeri. 11-15 they trail last minute. Again, the Coach Papanika Galopoulos has done an absolute phenomenal job here. The change defensively, increasing the defensive spacing. Gray steps from the game. Agavanis checks in. They have to go long out of bounds. Baltimore thinks about the three. Gives it up. The open three from Levy is no good. Oh, Emmanuel Terry. If you want to find out how to rebound, watch Emmanuel Terry play. Huge offensive board. Brown in the lane, kicks it. Gonna turn that, oh, just recovered, steps on the line. And Jacob Van Brown, well, the phrase, he's looking for plays as opposed to taking what's there, turns it over. Poor pass. And with just over 30 seconds to go in quarter one, Peristeri have a chance to close this to a 1 or a 2-point game. Well, the 3 is, to say the least, short. Jacob Van Brown will advance it. Last 10 seconds of the lowest scoring quarter of this series so far. Brown puts it on the floor, stops and pops in the lane for 2. And that's a little too easy for Jacob Van Brown. Finishes the quarter with solid play. And Hapoel Jerusalem have a 17-11 lead on the road, looking to tie the finish this series up 2-0. Started well and lead by 6. Statistically, 83% on the inside. Peristeri, we talked about the problems they have ticking it over. They're 0 for 6. Jerusalem 1 for 7, so 3-point wise, it's just not happening. And especially for Jerusalem, who are literally is just not going to get it done. 20 points, 11 rebounds at 56% last week in Jerusalem. Start of quarter 2. Jacob Van Brown into the half court. Oh, you've got to say patience. Couldn't get it to go, though. Thomas yet to open his account. Blocking foul on the play. Baltimore picks up the personal. Moses thought about it. Now he's going to try and go to work. Now he's going to have to go 1-on-3. Wraps it round, wide open. Agravanis is short. They simply have to get going from the 3-point line. They're still 0 for 7 from out there. Whereas John Holland comes down the floor and just strokes it. They need a hot hand at the moment. Peristeri, nothing's going from the perimeter. That's 0 for 7. Whistle on the play. John Holland feeling, I'm not sure what he's feeling. Oof. Hope that's not, because John Holland can do that. Acha throws it away. Moses can't recover it. They give it up. 3-on-1 break. They settle for the 3. It's long. Thomas can't control it. Ball's controlled by Moses. Jacob Van Brown should have been called for the unsportsmanlike foul. The referee for whatever reason, allowed it to continue. Stop and pop in the lane is no good. Great work on the glass by Agravanos. Hatcher has it. Takes the ball screen. Hesitation, gets in the lane, will go to the free throw line, but they just cannot get it to drop at the moment. Be interesting to see the replay. Jacoby Brown picks up the personal, but ahead of that part of the play, he did foul or attempt to foul, acknowledge the foul to the official in the hope to stop the clock and stop the break. And the official ignored it, much to the dismay of coach Papanikolaopoulos. Hatcher, chance to get himself 4 points, which he does. And ticks it over for Peristeri. They cannot have those dry spells. Oh, the whistle on the play as Moses went to block. Bremo on the free throw line. Strokes the first. Such a solid season, Suleiman Bremo. Week in, week out, goes to work. Two for two. And it's out to a 9-point lead. Feeding's back. Simply have to tick the scoreboard over. Will Hatcher. Drops it. Moses on the foul line. Bounces on the inside. Second move. It's his own rebound. Both fakes go back up. Draws contact. Will have to earn them from the line. Sean Thomas acknowledges the personal. Great effort though. Ball fake, steps inside. Morea going up, gets a little piece of everybody. Already 5 rebounds for the big man. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. Jacoby Brown advances it with an advantage. On the glass, comes down in the hands of Agravanos. He pushes. Needs a pass now. Hatcher's the man for that. Off the screen, attacks it, gets in the lane. Huge second step, just about recovering that. Hatcher has it. Under 10 on the possession. Skips it out of the corner, lines up the three. It's good. At last, one drops for Peristeri. Arlen Pellis. Moses with a defensive rebound. A little bit of energy in the game. I'm going to wait and see what they call here because Bremo went down. Morea's, I think, done the right thing by getting away from the action here because I think he's not happy with this. But that looks offensive. And that's disappointing for Peristeri because they were beginning to build some momentum there. They're down 5. Thomas just bullies his way to the charge circle, goes off the glass for his first 2 of the night. Morea will hit the second side. Alas, off the glass for 2 is good. Going to call it out of bounds. Another opportunity to get to 3 or 2 on this possession. There you go, right on the baseline. Suleiman Bremo again, in literally always around the action. Hatcher. It's squared on. And just throws it out of bounds. Poor decision. Halfway through, approaching this second quarter. And Jerusalem threatened to get this to double digits, but Peristeri have a little bit more about them than that. And one. Strong finish. Oh, Jacob Van Brown. Knows there's contact, powers himself through the contact. And Pellis picks up the personal. Well, Brown can't complete the extra. Moses comes down with a defensive rebound. Stephen Gray back in the game. Still, they're stopping Gray getting going. And Pellis drops it to the high post. Nowhere to go on the baseline. Has to go long with it. The 3 under pressure is no good. Defensive rebound. Filton has it and pushes. Way to pass. And 1. Super execution on the break. Deshaun Thomas just got from baseline to baseline, and Filton says, hey, if you're going to run that hard, I'm going to find you. Thomas picks up the and 1 opportunity. Chance to make this a 10-point game halfway through the second quarter. Dangerous time for Peristeri here. Target of some of the criticism during that timeout. Aaron Perez still only 18. He's gonna make mistakes at 18 years old, but the talent is obvious. And the extra point is good. Vasilopoulos in and out, whistle on the play. Manson picks up the personal. Moreira again starts to accumulate stats. So important for Peristeri to keep this in single digits. They're a decent three-point shooting team. They are not going to shoot this poorly for the game. And Moreira comes up with just 1 for 2. Shelvin Mack has it. Off the glass, Felding can't get it to go. Defensive rebound finds its way to Agravanis. They look to push. Moreira again in the block, rips it and goes. Oh, what a play defensively. Zamanchin just wouldn't give him the space he needed, wouldn't give him the opportunity to get angle. Moreira goes again, kicks it inside out. Gray for 3 is no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. And Jerusalem will retain possession. Kane is back. Salustris will sit. Never found Salustris those shots that he needs. Stopped inside the three-point line. His way short. Another offensive rebound though. Coben Brown on the lean away is good for 2. Soft touch. And he is just an accumulator of numbers at the moment. Strong move to the hoop. They can't get it to go. Morel wants a little help from the official. He's not getting any of that. They line it up from deep. Oh, this team, if you just take half a step off, James Feldern just gets his feet set and strokes it for fun. You take half a step off, this team will make you pay and make you play big. Timeout for Peristeri. They trail 14 at home. It's not the margin, because they have talent. They can come back from the margin. But this team, Jerusalem team, is doing a great job.
Next open. Nigga, I know I ain't in McCarthy, nigga. Next open. What's going on, man?
Well, the pressure beginning to tell here in the Peristeri timeout. Moreira not a happy man. Still not happy. And you put most of that just down to the frustration. So the assistant coach trying to calm that down, but as you heard, Papanikolaopoulos had to just lay down the law during the timeout. Gets a little bounce pass back into traffic. Poor decision. Going to have a held basketball. And you cannot beat yourself against this Jerusalem team. There's enough weapons in the black uniform. 5 seconds on the possession. At some point, Peristeri needs to stop the bleeding. Jerusalem pack it in. Asking the question from the perimeter. Gray from deep is way short. Came with the offensive rebound, just fell into his hands. Gray likes the matchup. They throw the double team at him and he throws it out of bounds. And Peristeri are beginning to implode here. Feldane puts it on the floor, tries to break it down, gets it to Coban Brown, drops it inside. In the corner for three is good. They just hammer home the advantage. Just hammered it home. Feldane again, he's having a night. Foul at midcourt, that'll be 2 free throws. And they need them desperately. Down 17 at home. Del Madison with the extra pass. Feldane just said, I'm feeling it, give me the basketball. Feldane has 16 of the 37 points. Lenopoulos goes 2 for 2, and how they needed those. 15-point margin, 2 to go in the half. Just as easy as you like down the middle for Mack. Kane thought about it, drops it inside. Asulopoulos, nice pass. Super finish. Super finish in traffic. Don Tikas, who struggled last week, doing a nice job. Great work on the glass, and take that. Saul Thomas, who's had a pretty quiet first half, puts a huge exclamation mark under Jerusalem's dominance at the moment. 17-point margin as Stephen Gray backs it out. Oh, it's great defensive pressure. Another turnover. In the corner, it's good for 3, and they are just pouring it on, and Feldane has another 3. 19 first half points. 67% from beyond the 3-point line in this quarter. So that's the answer, and does. Wow, they needed that. Asilopoulos with the 3. Although they're saying he towed the line, I believe. And with 36 seconds to go in the first, they've just gotta hang in here, Peristeri. 67% from the 3-point line. We've said all along that this Jerusalem team will score in a hurry, and they have just demonstrated that phenomenally well. But they were 19 of the 44.
I want to go on. Yeah, we try. Yeah, we try to score after 6-7 seconds. Only if we have a good shot. If not, we keep it. Right? JB is taking the ball. We do what we did against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Right?
Oh yeah.
JB is taking the ball. Yes. James. You are here. Nimrod, you go. Right? James, you go. Yeah. Shelvin, you come and get the ball. And you guys back.
So 36 seconds remaining in the half. And the screw has been well and truly turned in the last 4 or 5 minutes. 44 to 26, turned over straight away. Exactly what they need. Gray has it. They could go quick here and get 2 for 1. Gray needs a pass, finds one. Zalopoulos gets in the lane, kicks it. Gray turns down the 3, takes the tough 2 and drops it. And they took a long time getting it. Coleman Brown. Brown to the foul line, goes inside to Terry for 2. And that'll do it for the half. And Hapoel Jerusalem have come to Athens.
διαχρονικά από το 1953 μέχρι σήμερα κατάφερε να ταυτίσει το όνομα της got to play. They throw it all the way down the court. He gets it. He throws it up. Unbelievable. Well, that'll put Vitoretta, give him a smile going to halftime, and that will certainly upset Georgia.
And now, Telecom Basket's bond. Gonna push, alley-oop, oh baby! It is a high-flying show from the team from Germany. They're throwing everything up. They're putting on a show. Kendrick Gray behind the back. Oh, big time three. Kendrick Gray and Dio Tria Barcalo. Kendrick Gray.
Now Spisu in the open floor, gets it down low, swatted by Lima. Wow, he was up there. Not in my house, he says.
Dijon up by 12 at home, game 1, round of 16, knockout stage, and what a beautiful play, and isn't that the knockout punch delivered by Dijon? What a pass by Axel Julien. Teamwork of the highest level.
Look up, has it knocked away, pick it, pocket pick. Oh, what a block. Spiked that one against the backboard.
That's in Tehran for 3. And there for the follow, put back dunk is Kyle Wilcher. And that was done out of frustration because he has certainly not had it his own way tonight.
Hankins misses the put down. Chance to run here for Randirmar. They push. Great push. Nice pass. Super finish. And Yilmaz gets the 2, and they turn defense into offense. A chance for Feldin a run. Gives it up. Ramo in transition. Oh! Spiked it and said, take that. Jerusalem trying to break open the game here. Lead at 65-61. Timeout.
And has the ball knocked away. A good play by Tascaran. It's going to be an easy one. It's going to be Nick Johnson. A Whirlybird special. Nice 360 from Nick Johnson. Look at this. You don't give me chances to have a 360.
Well, welcome back. And the man of the half, James Feldin, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Those 19 points to just put some context around how good he's been. Feldin, his 19 points have come off 6 from 8. He's 4 from 5 from 3, 2 from 3 from 2. The only downside, he's 3 from 6 from the 3 throw line. 17 points in efficiency. And he has literally carried his team. He's had some support from across the roster. Obviously, his roster's just strong. But Feldin's just been what he is, just absolutely out the top draw. 6-4-1 for DeAndre Kane for Peristeri. But he and Maria got into it in that timeout. And at that point, they were beating themselves.
Hapoel is a very prolific, high-scoring team. But would you say that the secret of this game, at least in the first half, is the way that you perform in defense?
Yeah, even though we were lucky in some of the shots, we need to do a better job on boxing out. They start the game very aggressive. They cancel something, but once we get our flow, we share the ball. So it was we got a better shot selection, and then that's the score. But we can't let them play in the game. The way we start the third quarter, that's the key.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, in the first quarter you managed to control the pace of the game, but in the second quarter, your team gave the opportunity to James Felden to step up. What happened?
The first quarter we have some good selections and we missed a shot, and that caused us nervous, and we start to attack without any pass. And of course Hapoel is a good team and they took advantage on transition and we lose our defensive balance. That's it.
Thank you very much.
And that hasn't happened in this season in the Basketball Champions League. That's the task facing Peristeri. Jerusalem get the first look at it in the second half. And Mac gets him into the half court. They share the ball so well and they play. Holland steps back for three, is long. Defensive rebound, Morea gets it and goes. Hatcher wraps the pass around. Silopoulos is fouled on the closeout. Holland takes one for the team because he got caught. Will Hatcher takes the ball screen, tries to create a little space, steps back for three, can't get it to go. And they just cannot find the range at all this evening. Holland attacks it. Mack gets to the far side of the ring, loses the handle. And this is exactly what they need. Agavalis goes up. Oh, what was the effort? Gotta try and make the shot. Gotta try and get fouled. Ioannis Agravanis just almost bowed out on the option. Watch this. Felden did a great job getting back, but Agravanis has just got to make a better effort. Great pass, great out of bounds. That's more like it. Super cut, super finish, and Agravanis gets the 2. Got to treat this possession by possession for Peristeri. Mack just about saved by Holland. Steps out of bounds. All a bit frantic. Hatcher, Mack going at it at the point. Gray to the corner. Agravanis for 3 is no good. And the 3-point drought continues. Shelvin Mack is fouled in transition. Gray takes one. Feldine puts it on the floor, drops it for Thomas for the mid-range 2 is no good. And Hatcher and Peristeri have to take advantage of this slow start to the 3rd quarter. Maria, oh, nice pass, but great recognition, but Thomas played a little bit of football. And they get the ball on the sideline, but there was an easy layup waiting to happen if he hadn't kicked it away. Vasilopoulos will hand it off to Hatcher. Better tempo. Malaya gets it off. Vasilopoulos for 3 is good. That's a 5-0 start at the start of this 3rd quarter. Inside out on the penetration. The 3 is short. It's a super effort, but to no avail by Gray. Just would not give up the offensive rebound to Holland, but couldn't control it. So Peristeri still on defense with a 14-second reset. And John Holland will step. Cole Van Brown is back. Thomas. Well, on the little step back. Guarded by Vasilopoulos. Steps up for the 3. Oh. If it carries on like this, it could be a season night for Feldin. Well, I just filling it up. 5 from 7 from the 3-point line. Whistle on the play. Referee not happy with something. Let's try and find out what it is. And the bench has picked up a technical foul. Feldin takes the 3. Bench is up. I get told to sit. Gray makes the free throw. Any little bit of help that Peristeri need. That could be a moment that, come the end of the game, we see as a turning point. Hatcher will move it on. Gray yet to get going, yet to get shots really. Puts it inside. Maria looked underneath for Agravanis, but couldn't find him because Brown recovered. 2.9 seconds on the possession. Another one of those plays that can set momentum. Plenty of time to get it away. Got to be aware of where you get it. Maria gets his feet set, puts it up for 2, is no good. Brown has it. Nice, attempted bounce pass off the feet of Thomas. Agravanis going the other way. Gray stops, pops, and drops the 2. 13-point game. Got to consolidate this now, Peristeri. Gonna work their way back in. Mack comes off the screen. Whistle on the play. The offensive foul called. Bremo with the move of the hip. Chance to cut this to a 10 or 11-point game, and there's such a thing as a momentum swing. It's happening right now. The key is you just cannot stop playing defense against this Jerusalem lineup. It's a travel. Raymond's absolutely right. Change the pivot foot. Pick it. Oh. It looked like a travel, and it's a travel because the referee called it as a travel. Colvan Brown comes off the screen, looks at the matchup, steps back for the three, is short and way short. Peristeri shooting 30% from the field. It's just not going to get it done against Jerusalem. Looking at having a perfect fourth quarter, second half. Gray hits the floor, foul on the play, and Bramo picks up the personal. Means he'll have to sit. So that'll be his fourth foul. About beat the 5 count. Morale will hand it off. Gray. Morale will reverse and screen. Gravanis puts it on the floor, tries to get to the far side of the ring, spins for 2. Well, it's getting there. 11-point game. Gravanis goes to 4 personal. Colvan Brown, they switch out. Levi moves it over. Gets it back, puts it on the floor. That's another out of bounds and turnover. And they're going to have to talk this over, I think, Jerusalem. They've lost a little bit of rhythm, definite bit of focus. Their intensity level has dropped. Chance to cut this to a single-digit lead with 5:30 to go. If you'd have offered them single digits at the end of the third quarter, I think they'd have taken it. Stephen Gray. The decision of how to involve him is to give him the ball. 5 turnovers in this quarter. Hatcher off the down screen, puts it on the floor. Goes against Terry here and draws contact. That'll be the 4th team foul. Hatcher puts it on the floor, tries to get a little separation. Asilopoulos looks underneath. Morale wants a touch, still wants a touch. Gray takes the tough 3, is long. Ball has to go inside to Morale. Colvan Brown. Terry gives it the screen. Oh, nice pass. Terry's going to have to go to the line. Just picks up his 3rd foul. Under halfway through the 3rd quarter, Manuel Terry trying to steady the Jerusalem ship. This is the first. Well, that's quieted up a few people in the gym. Someone dropped the table or something. Terry makes the 2nd to go 1 for 2. Gray trying to explore some options. 8 on the possession. Inside out, the three is short, and the three-point woe continues. The ball will stay, though, with Peristeri. Peristeri shooting under 12% from the three-point line. I don't know how they have, even they're believing they have a chance to get back in this game with that sort of number. Silopoulos got to put it up. He goes backdoor. Gray is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Great patience. Levy's charged with a personal. And right at the bottom of the shot clock, this will give Peristeri a chance to cut it to 10. Been a solid third quarter by the home team. Oh, Greg doesn't get the offensive rebound, so it's bonus time. And Peristeri get it to single digits. Still 4 minutes to go in the third, and this has been a super, absolutely super start to the third. Now they have a sniff. Coban Brown, they hard show. Brown takes the long three, is way short. Hatcher has it off the Vasilopoulos' defensive rebound. Gray gives Moreira a chance, going to work on the inside, steps through, goes up, off the glass, gets the soft roll. And we've got a 7-point game and a Jerusalem timeout, and that has been a phenomenal start to the third quarter. Moreira goes back to back, takes the contact from Terry, still gets the two to drop.
Good. If you don't come without your man, they show on JB. If you don't come without your man, they show on JB.
A 15-4 start to this third quarter. They still trail 7.
Be patient.
That's a tremendous third quarter so far.
On the second, you can open up.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go run. Let's get some stops and run. Let's go.
The response to the 29-point second quarter that Jerusalem put on the floor
If we switch, be on top of
is a 15-4 start this second half.
Remember, on the mid-switch, we ice one-on-one with strong side.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go. All right.
Here we go then. So important for Peristeri after that timeout to keep on top of this. They cannot let Jerusalem re-establish that rhythm. Showing pressure up the floor after the timeout. 3:40 to go in quarter three. Shelvin Mack. Hatcher recovers, tried to buy a little charging foul, but no call by the official. Fouled in, stops, fires it up. For once, misses the three. Defensive rebound by Vasilopoulos, and Peristeri feeling it right now. Hatcher drops it inside, nice pass, easy two for Gray. Everybody got caught watching the ball. Coban Brown will take the ball screen. Thomas will dive, gets on the inside. They take the long free. Levy is off. That's an effort, super, super effort. To no avail though, because Peristeri still had possession of the basketball. Hatcher. Vasilopoulos puts it on the floor, breaks the defense down. Morea flushes it for 2. 3-point game. Huge effort by Peristeri. And they're not done yet. 11 points personal for Morea. Jacob Brown out top. Attacks it, almost stolen. Drops it to the inside. The 2 is short, whistle on the play. Vasilopoulos will pick up foul number 4. Not what he wanted. Well, this will pretty much be the opportunity for the first points in 3 minutes for Jerusalem. Vasilopoulos sits down with his 4th personal. Haven't scored for over 3 minutes now. Still haven't scored as Thomas misses the first free throw. Finally, they break the drought. 4-point game, 2:14 to go in the third. Peristeri got to keep pushing now. Hatcher. Morea will take the ball screen. He'll dive, a little hesitation. Hatcher needs a pass. Agravanis for 3. It sits back on it a little. Morea, great work. Super effort by the big man. Stephen Gray tries to get a little separation. Oh, poor pass. Too much on the pass. Jacob Brown turns down the ball screen, but they just slipped it. He'll come back again. Gets to the foul line. A lot of dribble. Off the glass. We'll have to earn them from the free throw line. 5 seconds on the possession. Agravanis picks up foul number 1. They must keep the scoreboard ticking over now. Can't dry up now. They've worked so hard to get back in the game. It's a second to go. Aydan Zamelson checks in. 6-point game. Cannot let the good work be undone right now. Hatcher. Gray, gotta come alive. They go high-low. Oh, great rotation. Tremendous effort by Jacob Brown. Pass wasn't great, but they had an opportunity to go high-low, get the easy 2. Couldn't quite execute it. Got to keep it ticking over. 2-3 zone out of bounds. Free from the corner is short. Offensive rebound. Moses has it. Moses gets it back. Inside out. Gray, feet set. Cannot get it to drop. Salmanson comes down with a defensive rebound. 17 offensive rebounds for Peristeri. Salmanson hands off. Opens up for Jacob Brown. Gets in the lane. Leans in for 2. Is no good. And the fingertips to start with, but Morea comes down with a chance to run. 4-on-4, 5-on-4 break, inside out, wide open. Travel. And Agravanis tried to be a little too smart for himself. Great rotation, great hustle to close out by Thomas. Last 30 seconds, just under. Manopoulos checks back in. Boldin taking his time. This one looks like he's going to go up, attacks it with a left hand off the glass, doesn't get the roll. Whistle on the play. Samuelsson, I think, has been charged with the foul. Here comes Emmanuel Terry. No foul, just, I think, interference with the basket. They couldn't get it to drop. They get the layup. They can't finish the play. Hatchett gets frustrated. But it's still been a tremendous quarter. It's still given them the opportunity. They trail 53-47. They trailed 18 at the half. That is a super, super third quarter by Peristeri. They've got to maintain, but they still shoot 10% from the three-point line. It's been an absolute disaster from deep. Now, statistically, that'll tell you that in the fourth quarter, they're going to go hot because they're a decent 30% three-point team. But it's going to take some confidence and a real lot of backing yourself to deliver on that one. Here we go then, start of the fourth quarter. Peristeri were literally backs to the wall at the half. Great response by them. Whatever was said in the locker room, it sorted out all the problems they had. They've given themselves a shot at taking this back to Jerusalem. And who knows what will impact having the 18-point lead at the half and losing would do to Hapoel Jerusalem. Gray will inbound, start of the fourth quarter, 6-point game. It was 18 at the half. Peristeri with momentum, need to tick it over early. Lenopoulos into the half court. Agravanis, who was very good in the third. Gray has it on the swing through. Berea faces up. Gray inside out for three. Short, he still can't get it to go. It's been an absolute nightmare from the three-point line. Jacovan Brown takes the early ball screen, drops it inside. Then goes up, gets the roll. Thomas. Moses gets the three to go. Oh, how they willed that one in. He's 50%. Jacovan Brown tries to answer and does. $11 points personal for and Jacovan Brown for making a comment that he thought he was fouled. Has picked up the technical. This will make it a 7-point game plus the ball for Peristeri. And Gray does. Jacovan Brown thought he was fouled on the release. Lenopoulos will advance it. Dillis in the game for Peristeri. He's got to put some A lot of effort in on the glass. Stephen Gray attacks it, right hand in the lane, goes to the middle for the little push shot for 2.
2 points.
Great little move back to the middle. They turn down the handoff. Whistle on the play as Zalmanson handled it across the top. You have the feeling Peristeri have to get over this little 3- and 5-point hump right now. 8:22 to go. Thomas, as dependable as ever. Zalmanson looks underneath, no option. Govan Brown, they gets a hard show on the screen. Takes the tough 2-pointer, he's short. Anopoulos looks long, nice look. And Moses with a throwdown for 2. And we're at 3. And where did Jerusalem go here? Thomas. Eldon goes inside, Samuelson inside out, Jacoban Brown, feet set, just fills it up from deep. Great ball movement, create the open shot, using the advantage. Whistle on the play. Timor picks up the personal. Here's the throwdown by Moses, little soft one. 6-point game for Peristeri. Stephen Gray hands it off. Nice pass. Oh, Moses just jams it on the front of the ring. Skordelis comes up, it goes back for 2. Great work on the glass. Skordelis gets the 3rd attempt. Just outworks everybody. Big effort. Huge effort by Skordelis. Mack is fouled as Anopoulos reached in. Only the 2nd team foul in the 4th for Peristeri. "20 offensive rebounds is the way they've made up for the disaster from the 3-point line. Agravanis picks up the personal. Agravanis is going to sit. Salustros checks in. Now Salustros is one of those guys, if he gets hot, could really get going. Fielded puts it on the floor. Salustros tries to guard him. Great rip through. An attack for 2 is good. And Baltimore gets the 2. Simple, effective. Anopoulos. Well, that's going to be too quick, too much for Skordelis. Stephen Gray, you've got to remember who you're passing to sometimes. Asked a lot of the big man. Both teams with the 12 turnovers. Simply got to keep playing defense. Mack tries to get a little separation. Will take the ball screen. Ball stolen. No, it's not. With 4.9. And these moments in this 4th quarter are huge. 4.9 seconds on the bottom of a shot clock possession. Peristeri have to complete the play and get the stop. Thomas, they're going to offer him the 3. He's going to have to put it up. Drops it. Deshaun Thomas. They offered him. He took it and delivered. Goes to 13 personal. 1 from 1 from the three-point line. And it was just a little too easy. Timeout. Skordinas has got to give him a little bit more than that.
Elbow two. You pass, you go here. Good pick for Mo to post up and immediately hand off. Okay, after this, if they switch, this player here and we go to post up. If we play the pick and roll and they don't switch, but I want good hand off, dribble and hand off. Okay. If we play the pick and roll, you open opposite side. Okay, Mo? And then we go to offensive rebound. Let's go. Let's go, Peristeri.
The three-point percentage, absolutely still the standout stat. Peristeri have struggled. We said right at the top of the game that they needed to be just effective, efficient from the three-point line. But they've just been, well, let's just say it, they've been woeful. And that stat is killing them. It's been a huge effort to get back in the game. They have to keep this in single digits. Mariah has it. Hands off to Hatcher. Will ball screen and then dive. Hatcher on the kick. Moses for the three is short. Defensive rebound and run by Thomas. Blocked. Moses gets back in transition. Timo had nowhere to go, had to put it up. Every possession now becomes key for Peristeri. Just about beat the 5 count on the end line. Thomas gets to the block. He's reached Morea. Has him down low. Doesn't need to reach there or over push the contact. Third foul for Morea. Bremo. Little floater on the run is good. Filled in again. Well, he may have cooled down a bit. Goes to 24 personal. And all of a sudden it's 11 points and counting. Poor finish by Caroline Perez. Oh, sorry, Salustros. Filled in, wraps it. Thomas, same spot with the three, is long this time. Moses comes down with a defensive rebound. Elpis will push. Gotta keep moving the basketball. Salustros outside the three-point line. Ball hand off. Hatcher tries to attack it. Gotta be an open man. Here he is, Salustros lines up the three. Doesn't get it to drop. There's a whistle on the play. Salustros misses another wide open look. Anopoulos will sit. End line possession. Hatcher will inbound. Emmanuel Terry checks in. Morea spins, needs a pass, finds one. Hatcher lines up the three, simply has to go. Short, and Terry just hauls it in. Every tick of the clock, now the enemy for Peristeri. The Basketball Champions League for the season on the line for them. Hatcher's going to be charged with a personal. In fact, Salustros picks up the personal. Vasilopoulos checks in with his 4 fouls. Chance to make this a 13-point lead. And can they do it again? They've come back from 18 to 3. If they are going to do it, it has to start right now. Smooth on the free throw line for Jacovan Brown. He's having another night. Hatcher. Now or never time for Peristeri. Great effort in that third quarter. Got to do it all again. Stephen Gray puts it on the floor. Nowhere to go. Malaya will go with Hatcher and dive. Nice lift on the weak side for Vasilopoulos. Fills it up. And Vasilopoulos, they've counted it 2 as he towed the line. Offensive foul called. Mac's not happy, but Hatcher made sure there was something that had to be called. Officials just trying to clarify something. Now they've done that. 3.5 to go. 11-point game. Simply have to score pretty much every possession from here in. Hatcher out top. Draws contact on Terry. And that'll be free throws. Decision by Hatcher. Gets the switch with a big man. Emmanuel Terry sits. Will Hatcher trying to make this a single-digit game again. Jacovan Brown on the right end of a 9-point margin. And Mac in the backcourt. Mac gets it over the half. Fielder will flare off that screen and come back. Again, the defensive effort here. Max pulls the trigger, doesn't get it to go. Chance to run. Stephen Gray in transition. Attacks the middle, opened up for him. Poor finish. Literally, layup would have been a big momentum swing. Brown will Brown, little hang time, great control. Great control. Just ticks it over for Jerusalem. They pretty much need to go pointless, and Peristeri need to light it up right now. 18 points for Jacovan Brown. On the inside, Morea goes up. Needed to go the and one. Will have to earn them from the free throw line. Jacovan Brown at the moment is just in the form of his life. 13 points at 55% last week in the Basketball Champions League. 22 points in Jerusalem's win over Maccabi Tel Aviv with a 35 efficiency rating. And he's getting it done again tonight. Morea simply has to make both. Makes the first. Yet another double-double for the big man. They're not gonna lie down here. They're not gonna go away. Salustris gets the 2. 8-point game, 2 minutes to go. There's more than enough time, but they cannot give Jerusalem anything easy. Chance to restore the double-digit lead. Brown goes 2 for 2. Peristeri will take the timeout. 10 down, just over 2 to go. 2 minutes to save their Basketball Champions League campaign for this season. Let's take a listen.
Zone or man-to-man, we play 2-4. Okay, 2-4. Into the zone, against press. Okay, 1, 2, 3, pass, inside. When we go down, I want Panagiotis here, Thatcher here, Gray start from 45. No, Gray here, and Salou here, so they don't deny so easy. You play the decoy pick, your target is to flare for Panagiotis, and Panagiotis will go out here for the shot. Steve, you overload. If we have nothing, zone or man the same, pass, pass. But your target is to flare Panagiotis. They will not deny, in, flare, and we have a 3 points for Panagiotis. Okay, let's go, let's go. Peristeri.
Hatcher, crucial, need a score. Score and a stop. Great little pass. Super finish by Vasilopoulos. Now the important part, get the stop. Mac, Jerusalem will try and run this right down. 9 on the possession. The last thing they need to do now is foul Peristeri. Skip to the corner. Jacoban Brown off balance, he's short. And a crazy foul by Thomas. The clock will stop. They'll walk the floor with a chance to make this a 6-point game, which makes it a 2-possession game now if they make both. Plenty of time in the game. Salustris on the free throw line. Still time for a great escape. That's what it would be. Papanikolaopoulos feeling it from the sideline. 2 for 2 from the line, 6-point game, 2-possession game. 1:30 to go. 1-2-1-1 trap. And when they come, they've got to go hard. The Hatcher comes. And they do a reasonable job at beating it. Jacoban Brown has it. Jacoban Brown tries to get to the far side of the ring. Floats one in the lane for 2. Tough finish. Gray will hand it off. Will Hatcher looking for a little space here. They can't spend 2 line. Gray had it, put it on the floor. Vasilopoulos wide open, drops the 3. 5-point game. 50 seconds to go. The trap's in the corner. Ball's out of bounds, but will stay with Jerusalem. Jerusalem will timeout called. 5-point game. And the timeout with Jerusalem. Decision to advance or to take it in the back court. Advancing it cuts the shot clock to 14, which lengthens the game.
Bring it home, man.
That's the spacing we want to run. Last possession we take here.
Yada, keep it. Next section, come on.
Interesting decision to go front court or back court.
JV, go get James. Daniel, go get JV.
They've still been efficient in the offensive end. Jerusalem, 46% from the floor.
JV gets the ball. JV gets the ball and it's 1-3-1.
So here we go. The improbable. What looked like impossible at the half. Comeback for Peristeri, almost complete. Can they get over the hump? 5-point game, 2-possession game, 47, well, pretty much 48 seconds to go. What they wouldn't give for a steal right now. Shelvin Mack will inbound. They go back to the middle, and they go back to the man, Jacoban Brown. Five on the possession. Jacoban Brown is fouled on the crossover, and you've just got to say why. Just crossed it over, then attacked it, hands in. Gray just not the ideal, should we say. And Brown is a 94% free throw shooter, but we know, as we always say, doesn't mean a thing at this stage. Having missed the first, it's always going to be a 2-possession game. 77-71. Peristeri will take the timeout. They will advance it and have a 14-second possession. Have to score, and have to score quickly. Let's take a listen.
Salou make the out of bounds. Panagiotis here, Hatcher here, 5 men here, and Gray here. Okay, Pano, give a pick, and you pop out here. Don't go too much to the elbow so they cannot triple switch with player of out of bounds. Okay, the moment that Panagiotis takes the ball, you cut, and you have one pick for Steve. Okay, your friend. Yeah. Again, one more time. One more time. 4, 1, 3, 5, 2. Okay, you set the pick and you pop out. The moment of the fly of the ball, you give it
just that 3-point stat that has absolutely killed Peristeri this evening. 4 from 26. Biggest game of the season. 4 for 26 is just a nightmare for the Athens team. Here we go then. Out of bounds. Need a quick one. They don't have to make the 3, but the 3 would give them so much more. Salopoulos. Oh, the pass was there and they threw it away. Great execution by the veteran. And then they just couldn't make the pass. And that could be it. And they have to foul. And Vasilopoulos and Salustros combined for what could have been a quick 2. Salopoulos is fouled out with his 5th foul. Agravanis is checking in. Any one of these will make it a 3-possession game for Jerusalem. Jacoban Brown continues with this phenomenal run of form. 24 points personal. It's just been unbelievable again. Hatcher, it's got to go up. Surely it's got to go up. Drops it inside. Moreira going to work with the right hand. Gets it back to a two-possession game. There's still the opportunity with the steal. Jacob Brown will inbound. 15 seconds, 15 ticks of the Basketball Champions League season left for Peristeri. And they go long, and that'll be it. That'll be it. They were so good in the first half. Peristeri, the mountain was too high. The hole too deep. They could not find a way out of it. And Jerusalem, with all their talent, would advance to the quarterfinals on the back of a 2-0 win. 79-73 here in Athens. Jacob Brown and James Fielden again led from the front. This team has talent. This team has everything it needs to be a Basketball Champions League champion. But that will mean nothing in the quarterfinal. So Jerusalem come here to Athens. They get it done. They hang on. And win 79-73 against a Peristeri lineup that shot 15% from the three-point line. Woeful. And that's where the game was lost. They tried to make up with it with 22 offensive rebounds, but it could never make up for the 15% from the three-point line. It's a case of what might have been for Peristeri. Moreira again, double-double, 14 points. Asilopoulos with 12. And unusually for them, the scoring power was all up front. Filled in. And Jacob Brown were just, again, a different level. The backcourt of Jerusalem is just strong. It's got so much depth. And at the moment, it looks as good as anywhere in the Basketball Champions League. We're going to get to see some highlights of, let's be fair, a tremendous comeback by Peristeri. Down 18 points against Jerusalem. Fought back to 3. Had a shot at it. But in the end, Jacob Brown, in particular in that fourth quarter, James Fielden earlier in the game, just had too much firepower for the Greek club. So Burgos and Jerusalem will face off in the quarterfinals. They'll get the week off next week. And at this time, there'll be no one disappointed about not traveling. But both series won with a 2-0 scoreline. Burgos, also high-scoring, up-tempo team. Jerusalem, same. There could be a lot of fireworks. And don't forget, Jerusalem fell at the quarterfinal stage last year to another ACB team in Iberostar Tenerife. Now they have to go back to Spain and try and get a little bit of redemption and get a spot in the Final Four. Sean Thomas gave that just solid performance, as he always does, for this Jerusalem lineup. "13 points, 5 boards. Thomas just had an efficiency rating of 15. Just normal day at the office. But if you take away that horrendous second quarter for Peristeri. It is a case of what might have been. They just fell apart in all sorts of ways. The pressure just got to them as a group. They found a way in that second half to compete, put pressure on, and get back into the game. Vasilopoulos was just phenomenal for the home club. 12 points personal. Just on 22 minutes, shooting 62% from the floor, 2 from 4 from the three-point line. If they had the backcourt contribution that Vasilopoulos and Morea gave to Peristeri, it would have been a different story. But that'll do it. It's been a great night here in Athens, albeit without the fans. Jerusalem, excellent again. They get the win. They progress to play Burgos. For now, from Athens, it's good night.